Hello, Africa. My name is Eunice Tonye, and this is ETV Ghana's African Women's Voices Show. It is that show that tackles issues pertaining to women as they contribute to national development. It's a new week, and who is your WCW? If you've not said something wonderful to that person, we need you to do that right away. We are also going to open our phone lines at some point, and even our comments on Facebook. You should be able to let us know who your WCW is, okay? So as usual, I'd like to acknowledge our sponsors, people who make it possible for us to have African Women's Voices Show brought to you every Wednesday live on Facebook and on ETV Ghana. First on the list is Chana Shito. Chana Shito is Ghana's #1 pepper sauce. Okay, so if you've tried a lot of Ghanaian delicacies, you are going to find out that if you don't have Chana Shito as an additive, the food will not taste really good. So I need you to go to the nearest vendor right now who is selling Shito. Ask the person specifically for Chana Shito. The thing I like about it is the packaging. It's in a very beautiful package, and you will love the taste. We've got the hot and spicy, and we've got the mild ones. And business around Chana Shito is really good. So if you're looking for something to add for extra stream of income, Chana Shito should be the next thing you should be considering, all right? Their phone number is right now at the base of your screen. Pick it up and give them a call and talk business with them. We've also got Lizzie's tomato mix for that delicious jollof rice, light soup, abenkwan and katenkwan, stews, whatever meal it is that you're going to be preparing with jollof, with the Lizzie's tomato mix, you definitely will say, hey, I want to say that that food I ate in somebody's house the other day was definitely prepared with Lizzie's tomato mix. Yes. And I enjoyed some jollof rice today with Lizzie's tomato mix as well. Have you tried some, the stew, oshito, and then Lizzie's tomato mix? It's a very new recipe that I'd like to introduce to you. Okay, so keep watching the show and I'll tell you how to make use of it with Lizzie's tomato mix. And my dress is probably put together by Afariwa Styles. Afariwa always ensures that I look really good for you. Afariwa can be located right here in Accra, Ghana at Osu and along the Teshinungwa Road at Rasta Bus Stop. So if you go in there, she puts together contemporary ladies and gents outfits, and it's already made. So say goodbye to that fashion designer or cloth or dressmaker who keeps giving you excuses. You know the time when you call and say, hey, is my dress ready? And they're giving you the excuses or they won't pick your call. With our Afariwa Styles, you're going to kiss that all goodbye because you step into the place, try the clothes on. If it fits, you're on the move. Okay? So pick up her number as well and give her a call. And oh, my hair, Awo, thank you so much. You can locate her on Instagram and on Facebook at Awo's Hair. If you want it bleached, if you want it braided, if you want it styled in any way, Awo's Hair will sort you out. And for those of us who just put to bed and we don't have very nice hair look on us, don't worry, she can come to your house and make you look good for your visitors. When they come around to visit you, people will be wondering why you're glowing so well, because Awo would definitely make you smile and shine. Thank you, Awo. Her number is also at the base of your screen. Please pick it up. So we've got different people you need to call. You need to call Awo's Hair, Afariwa Styles, Chana Shito, and Lizzie's tomato mix. And for those of you who are itching to join the sponsors, please, it's open, all right? You could always reach out to us and we'll sort you out really, really good. As usual, we tell you what's happening with women in Africa and across the world. And that's on 60 Seconds Update. Coming up shortly, do not go away.
The Bono Regional Minister says the growing unemployment situation with the youth could be dealt with through entrepreneurship and educational reforms. Justina Owusu-Banahene insists a mandatory entrepreneurship experience for the youth and educational reform that emphasis on technical, vocational and educational training (TVET) would make the youth employable. The minister was speaking at the inauguration of the Bono Regional Youth Parliament on the motion Young People Entering into Employment in Ghana, the barriers and solutions from the youth perspective. Madam Owusu-Banahene said the government sees the issue of youth unemployment and underemployment as a major developmental challenge that requires different approaches to tame it. Hence, the determination of the government to provide the youth with employment opportunities. She explained that the limited job spaces in the private sector could be filled if the structure of the educational curriculum is reformed to aim the preparation of students to meet the demands of the industries and businesses. Talo Ghana has announced the appointment of Cynthia Lamore as Deputy Managing Director, effective October 1st, 2021. Cynthia Lamore is the first to be appointed as Deputy Managing Director of Talo Ghana since the company began its Ghana operations in 2006. As Deputy Managing Director, Cynthia Lamore will be responsible for the integration of non-technical functions within the Ghana business and will support the Managing Director, Wissam Al Monthiri. Prior to this appointment, Cynthia Lamore was the Corporate Affairs Director overseeing the communications and investor relations, social performance, government, public and external affairs teams of the company. In a statement issued by Talo Ghana, Chief Executive Officer Rahul Dir expressed his delight at her appointment. He said, "I am delighted that Cynthia has been appointed to this important role." Ghanaian songstress Sina Soul has described the moment she performed with the first female Wolomé singer, Na Amenua Dodu, and veteran music icon Amanziba as the most adorable moment in her music career. Sharing the moment, she explained how small she felt to be in the middle of these legends, with many thoughts running through her mind. Discussing her music career and experience in an interview, Sina Soul said, although she hasn't achieved up to expectations in the industry, she was in awe of where she has been to so far. Her first attempt at music was her participation in the Vodafone Ghana Music Icons in 2014 and emerging as a finalist. Since then, she has released her debut album featuring Manifest, Walasi and Kiddy, and a lot more on her record. As part of promoting her new song, Feelings, which features Kiddy, she said, "Working with him was amazing because he is talented."
And you're welcome back to ETV Ghana's African Women's Voices show. So it's time for us to get into the discussion of the day. Earlier on, we shared on social media that we're going to be talking about iron deficiency and how it's impacting women. This is a very important conversation for us as people who always discuss issues pertaining to women. Now, those of you who are ardent, listeners and viewers of ETV Ghana's African Women's Voices show know that we always celebrate days like this. However, we're not going to wait until the day the world is celebrating Iron Deficiency Day, which is November 26th. We are bringing it to you earlier. And a very responsible brand has decided to ensure that you get to hear about iron deficiency and its impact on people earlier than as usual. And I want to say a very big thank you to this responsible brand, and that is Nestle Ghana. And we've got three very beautiful and intelligent ladies who are going to be helping us have this discussion today. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet our guests. Ladies, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so let me introduce them to you, my immediate right, okay? She is Deborah, and that's Josephine, and then we've got Samantha, all right?
Hi.
So, yeah. So when you look on the screens, you're going to see their description and what role they play. And based on the roles they are playing, they'll be able to make submissions to our questions. So now, know it that though we're discussing iron deficiency, a lot of technical words are included. However, Nestle Ghana is telling us that the conversation is going to be as simple as possible. We want everyone watching and listening to be able to understand the situation around iron deficiency so that you can tell the story that Nestle is telling. You tell other people and tell other people. They believe in generations, handing over one culture to the other. That's what we are doing here today in terms of the discussion around iron deficiency. All right, let me start with you, Joe. Please, Samantha, could you let us know generally, at least you're going to give us a summary of what is happening and why you are here today to talk to people through African Women's Voices show. Sam.
Sure. So good evening, Eunice, and thank you for having us. We're excited to be here. This is not the first time we're having this conversation.
True.
But yes, we are here for two reasons. So the first reason is to educate your listeners, because this is African Women's Voices, and we want to speak to the African women on iron deficiency anemia. So we just want to educate. As you said, it's a discussion. And I'll also entreat your viewers to really watch and listen well, because some of them may have the chance to win.
Yeah, could you please let them see what it is they're going to be winning? Yes, beautiful hampers. Not just this, we've got others behind the scenes. So we need you to be able to listen carefully and stand the chance to be able to win them, okay? All right.
So basically, if they listen well, you know, listen to what we say, there's an opportunity for 5 of your lucky viewers to win hampers, which are full of Nestle goodies. So that's why we're here today, just to have a conversation and also to give away some goodies.
Okay, nice one. So since Samantha has set the ball rolling, let me ask my next question. Joe, what exactly is iron deficiency, and what are the things that will make you know that you're actually suffering iron deficiency?
Okay, thank you, Eunice. And when we say iron deficiency anemia, first, what is iron? Because then anybody will ask, what is iron? It's a mineral, really, that your body needs. And then, so in this effect, iron deficiency anemia here, it's a form of anemia, and by anemia we are saying low blood. So it's a form of anemia where your blood and your body in itself does not have enough healthy red blood cells. Yes, so these red blood cells are what is going to carry oxygen to other parts of your body through the blood. And so when your body does not have enough of these healthy red blood cells, in this case, you're known to be suffering from iron deficiency anemia.
Okay.
And you asked about science. We will go into the prevalence. We'll go into some of the data facts according to surveys. But some of the signs you would see with iron deficiency anemia, usually you see pale skin or pale eyes. And so when you go to the hospital and sometimes the doctors are checking on you, they would do the eye coming down thing to see under your eyes.
All the time.
And then also sometimes you're very fatigued, chronic fatigue. You're always fatigued, tired. And then there's this thing with having very strange cravings. Sometimes you're craving for chalk. Or
the one we write with on the board.
Yes, the one we write with on the board. Non-food items, you are craving so much for chalk or clay. Sometimes some pregnant women will crave.
Yeah, I was actually coming to that because I see a lot of pregnant women who actually like to buy those kind of chalky things.
When your nails too, you see that sometimes they become a bit brittle. They're breaking off easily. These are some signs. You could have shortness of breath, sometimes palpitations. These are some signs that you need to check if you are suffering from iron deficiency anemia.
Pale skin, brittle nails, fatigue. I hope you're putting that down. Yeah. I'm trying to help my audience.
Exactly.
And
okay.
I just wanted to add something. You know, Josephine, I mean, Debbie and I, we talk about this a lot. I don't know if she maybe wanted to add. But she mentioned the different symptoms, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you'd have them all at one time. So the things to watch out for, she mentioned the paleness in the eyes. You may have one symptom, you may have 2, you may have, more than 2 symptoms. But the point is, especially if you feel, unusually tired, that's definitely one. Debbie, I don't know if you wanted to add, because this is something you and I we
talk about all the time.
Yes, sometimes.
That's very important. And these general weakness and brittle nails and shortness of breath could be attributed to many other things. And sometimes you're feeling you're just tired.
Okay.
So that's why it's very important to have this conversation, pay attention to it, because it could be iron deficiency, and the effect on women is not palatable. We also have so the majority of people who suffer from iron deficiency are women of reproductive age, because loss of blood is one reason for iron deficiency. We know that 42% of women generally suffer from iron deficiency.
Wow.
This data we can find in the Ghana Demographic and Health Survey 2014 report. About 66% of children between the age of 6 months to 59 months, which is about 5 years, also suffer from iron deficiency and anemia generally. And you have about 50% of pregnant women also suffering from anemia. And iron deficiency plays a very big role in these statistics or numbers that we are looking at. And loss of blood. So, you know, when it comes to loss of blood, every month, most of us...
We lose blood every month, yeah.
We lose
and
it
then
every
if you're
month.
somebody who's got this anemia or this iron deficiency,
Then
it
it's
makes
more
your
severe.
situation even more severe.
Yes, more severe, because every month you're losing blood. And so adolescents and women of reproductive age who are menstruating every month, very important to pay attention to this, because the fatigue and the shortness of breath could be as a result of iron deficiency, and we need to pay attention to it.
Thank you very much. So if you actually got what was being said, let me summarize it for you. Fatigue, brittle nails, low, when the level of your blood is going low, when you become anemic, and a situation whereby you always feel weak. You know, the thing with women is that we always feel that, oh, because we do so much at home, if we feel weak, oh, it could be that we're just tired, we need to sleep. Sometimes when the weakness continues persistently, you need to have it checked. It could be, you know, the iron deficiency anemia that is, you know, showing up and you really haven't taken notice of it. We are going to find out from Deborah actually how common it is here in Ghana or even across Africa. But that will be after this short commercial break, so do stay tuned. You're back to ETV Ghana's African Women's Voices show. You know what? We discussed the signs of iron deficiency anemia, and it really is concerning. So, particularly women, we overlook weakness, general body weakness, because we feel because we do a lot of things. So it could just be weakness, and we don't want to think that maybe iron deficiency could be contributing to it. We are talking to us right now, woman to woman. Please have it checked, okay? Now, as we get to see the numbers and how it's affecting women and children, pregnant women, it will give you a better picture of how serious this case is. And Deborah is going to be taking us through that. Deborah, could you give us the figures as to what is going on in the country and how people really need to understand that maybe out of this number of children or pregnant women, this is what we are seeing today. We don't want to be part of the statistics. We want to be part of the people who have taken up the decision after what Nestle is teaching us to go and have it checked or begin to take in what we need to take in to ensure that our iron levels are at the optimal levels, okay? So let's take it away.
So everyone can have iron deficiency or anemia, men included, but the issue is more prevalent among women and children, women of reproductive age, pregnant women and children below the age of 5 years, especially between 6 months to the age of 5. Okay. So when we look at the data for children, 3 out of 5 children are iron deficient. This is Ghana data. And
wow.
This is reported in the Ghana demographic.
Like this 3 out of 5?
3 out of 5, yes.
Wow.
66% in the Ghana Demographic and Health Survey report 2014. Okay. So until we get new data, this is what we are working with. Yes, 3 out of 5. And when we look at pregnant women, we are looking at 4 out of 10. A pregnant woman is 5 out of 10, which is 50%. And then when we look at women of reproductive age, so women of reproductive age is mainly those of us who are menstruating and still shed blood every month. And that is 42%, which is 4 out of 6, because we are shedding the blood and we need to replace it and we need to increase the iron level. So it's a very general and very common situation that we need to pay attention to. Whoa,
women. Since we are the ones that take major decisions when it comes to nutrition in the home, this fact is something that we really need to put down for our children and for even ourselves and for our spouses. Okay, so do not let the communication and the education that Nestle is giving to us today be something that will come into this ear and leave through the other. We need to really make good use of it. And I believe that people who watch African Women's Voices show are people who actually listen and put down things. I trust you, and I know we're going to make a difference. Okay, so tell us, Josephine, how can this be diagnosed? It's true that when we go to the hospital, sometimes they just check to see if, you know, what the color of the eyes are. Could you tell us again what other way that we could diagnose, you know, iron deficiency anemia?
Okay. Looking at the symptoms, yes, there can be the symptoms, you see that and all. And the best thing for you is to go to the hospital for a blood test. Okay. Yes, so see a healthcare professional, go to a healthcare facility for a blood test, a full blood work. and that the healthcare professional can then advise you on what exactly it is and what next steps can be taken.
Okay.
So a full blood work with a healthcare professional.
So we just walk into the hospital, and then we just tell the doctor that we want some blood work done on us so that we check our iron levels. That's what we say when we go in there. Because a lot of times the reason why we go to the hospital is because we are feeling pain somewhere. I don't feel comfortable. I'm feeling headache. My neck hurts. My legs, my hips. You know, we've got our own conditions, but we are feeling okay, and we just walk in. It's not very normal with us. But they are teaching us today that even if you feel like there's no pain anywhere, just go into the clinic and ask for that blood work to be done. It's best to know. So the moment you know and they tell you that, okay, the level is okay, then you progress from there and find ways to be able to sustain it and not make it drop. And if they also tell you that it's not the best, well, we're going to hear towards the end of the show from Nestle as to how we could, work it out to be able to bring it up to a certain level. Okay? Our food is there. The hospital can give you some kind of medication as well. So there are so many ways for you to be able to let it pick up. I hope we're all listening. I need someone to be able to get these things. You see, I'm trying to give all the support I can give. Please do not let me down, my audience. Okay, all right. So let me come back to you again, Deborah. How can the issue of iron deficiency anemia be addressed?
So that's a very interesting part of this conversation, because there are very simple and easy ways to deal with iron deficiency.
Okay.
The food that we eat. A lot of the local foods that we find in our markets are very rich in iron. So we have the green leafy vegetables, we have the animal products, including our eggs, our meat, our fish. You don't want to go to the exotic ones, the shrimps, the prawns and all that. The general fish, amani, and all the small fishes we see in the markets, high levels of iron. We have the grains as well. We have the beans, very rich in iron. And then we have iron also needs vitamin C to help in absorption, especially when you consume the plant's sources of iron, like the beans and the other things. So eating fruits, green leafy vegetables also contain very good sources of very good sources of iron. And then what we also is the craze. I mean, these days we all buy processed food, ready to eat. It could be a Nestle product, it could be a Nestle product, it could be any other product. And a lot of these products also need to contain some of these essential nutrients that we need for the body, because you need to know what you are consuming. Okay, so reading your label and looking at what micronutrients are in this foods that I'm buying, packaged food, is very important. When we come to Nestle product, we'll tell you exactly those that are fortified with iron and those that are fortified with other nutrients, because we take this seriously. It's part of our calling to make sure that we produce nutritious and food for the population. So yes,
awesome.
Local foods, fortified foods. Once we pay attention to it, we can get good sources of iron from there.
Okay, great. The reason why I was smiling when she was talking about, there could be Nestle products, or I was just smiling in my head because as some of you, like myself, there are some Nestle products that are targeted at certain people that we all consume, right? Yes. Well, we will not tell them. We'll not tell them that we do that thing. Yeah. Okay, Sam, please, I'm coming to you now, Samantha. I just wanted to know, I mentioned earlier that we have a responsible brand like Nestle who is trying to educate Ghanaians and African women about iron deficiency anemia. Maybe for those people who didn't come during my intro, I'd like you to reiterate it again. Why is Nestle really interested in this awareness, in this campaign? Why are they contributing to it?
Okay, thank you for the question. The truth of the matter is, Eunice, we have been contributing to this discussion for many years.
Okay.
Actually, we partner with some radio stations where we talk for at least 10 months out of the 12 on iron deficiency anemia or subjects related to that matter. It's a subject that we are interested in because it is, you heard the data, the statistics they
worrying.
Gave. And I saw it in your face, right?
Yeah,
the
it was worrying.
figures are alarming. And there's probably lots of women walking around, not just women, it can also impact children, and men. And they're walking around, they don't even know that they have this situation, right? And it's something that can be very easily addressed. So one of the reasons why we're contributing to the discussion is to let people know, to empower people. And that's the idea behind our radio program. We like to empower people with the knowledge so they can make the right nutritional choices for them and their families. And as we have said, it is easily addressed. And we have Nestle Foods. And this is when I want your viewers to really pay attention.
Okay.
So we have Nestle Foods. I mean, about 70 to 80% of our Nestle Foods here in Ghana are fortified with iron. Do you want to know what those products are?
I really want to know
You
what
really
they
want to know.
are.
And I want your viewers to also know. So we have Nido.
Okay.
We have Maggi shrimp. We have Cerelac, which we say is for the babies, but the adults also consume it. And then we have Milo. Some say Milo, I say Milo, whichever one it works. It's also fortified with iron. So you can imagine these foods that you've been consuming, you didn't know it actually has those nutrients that Debbie and Josephine have been talking about. It has it in those products. So it can help address the challenge if you happen to find yourself in that situation.
That's
So this
beautiful.
is
Yeah, because you know a lot of women, we actually use the cubes. We use we use the Maggi shrimp a lot, and it's really helpful now. So you know it's not because of taste alone. When you're adding it, oh, just I want the food to taste really good, so I'm adding my Maggi shrimp or any of the cubes. Now, when you're adding it, it's not only because of taste; it's because it's also fortified as well. So you're trying to enrich whatever it is you're cooking for your family. So if you've been making that choice, well, keep it up. And if not, well, you need to know that you have to start it, because as it is, the numbers are increasing and you do not want to be part of the statistics, okay? So I hope you wrote down the brands she mentioned. She mentioned Nido, she mentioned Cerelac, she mentioned Milo. Write it down. We'll go for our final commercial break, and when we return, we're likely to open the phone lines after some questions have been addressed, and then we ask you questions for you to call in or text in to be able to give yourself a chance to win this beautiful hampers. So do stay tuned. And you're welcome back to ETV Ghana's African Women's Voices show. Before we went on for the break, Samantha made mention some brands that contain iron. Some brands of Nestle, Nido, Cerelac, and Milo. Okay, so right now I'd like to Maggi shrimp. Yes, write it down. Don't forget the Maggi shrimp, please. All right, so she also mentioned some of the things that Nestle has done to ensure that the awareness around iron deficiency, anemia, it's brought into every home in Ghana, and that's the association they've got with some radio stations as well. However, that's not the only thing they do. She's going to be telling us much more of what Nestle does to help with the creation of the awareness for this campaign.
Okay. I would say, look, it's actually more of the same, to be honest with you. We're in the period of COVID, so we have to be very careful. One thing that we have done, and we did it for many years, was actually invite consumers to have the one-on-one experience. And we'll go to different parts of Ghana and have conversations with our consumers. And that's actually where we'd find out, one, that people wouldn't know, yes, they loved our brands, Nestle, but they weren't even aware of the nutritional value that it had. So this is something that we have been doing. Of course, because of COVID, we've had to manage the style of that communication. So we are actually still having those conversations, but we're having them on radio. So that is something that we're doing across different radio stations, and of course in a situation like that. And what I'm saying is that this conversation is a continuous conversation. As I mentioned to you earlier on, we've been doing this, we do 10 months, at least 10 months. How many months are there in the year?
12.
So a whole 10 months we are
dedicated to this.
Dedicated to the conversation. So it's more about how we amplify the conversation. This is really what I want to come out, because it's something that is there, it's prevalent, people are not aware. We want to bring the awareness to, and as has been said, it can be easily addressed.
Wonderful. And what I like about the whole conversation is the fact that aside the fact that they're bringing it to our homes, they are also ensuring that people are having access to products from Nestle that contribute to better levels of iron. And they are starting right from the grassroots, from the baby. From the baby, and as you grow, we've got something for everyone. Because when mommy is cooking with the Maggi shrimp, everyone will enjoy. When she gives baby Cerelac, baby would enjoy. You see that? So everybody has something to enjoy. Even the Milo, the boys, when they are playing, you know, as future champions, they're also going to be enjoying, you know, the richness of the iron, in their bodies. That's not bad. Very good one. I hope you got it. You got it right? Yeah. So, Joe, could you please let us know about, some, delicacies, some Ghanaian, food that they could look at again? Deborah mentioned, but let's just reiterate it because we need this to really sink into our homes.
All right, Eunice, what I want to say here is that healthy food that is going to give you the required amount of iron you need, should not be expensive. It's actually even not expensive.
Okay.
You have your little pot of bean stew. As you're doing that, you put in some contomere. Debbie mentioned dark green leafy vegetables. You put in some contomere in there, a bit of your oil. You have that. You have some, you add a bit of your plantain to it to enjoy, of course, in healthy portions. This is good for you.
Okay.
Delicious wache. You would love to have your wache. The adornment should be looked at though. Should reduce the adornment. Your rice and beans, your wache rice and beans. Add that is good. Then you have your vegetables sitting on there. Your mixed vegetables. You can have your lettuce in there. You can have your carrots. These mixed up for you. And then with this, you're having some fish. In addition to this, and you top it up with orange, which is rich in vitamin C. And so when you've got this to add to your wache and things, you know that it is helping you to absorb all the iron in there, the iron from the beans, the iron from the lettuce. You're absorbing this into your system for it to go into your body to work for you. And so it shouldn't be expensive. This gobe. I'll say gobe.
Yeah. Some of us like gobe pan.
Gobe. That does not mean go eat 5 pots of gobe at a certain
Okay, well noted.
Portions. And these will give you some good form of iron for your body to absorb.
Amazing. You know, looking at what Samantha mentioned about what Nestle is doing to ensure the awareness is going on, one would just sit down and say, it's not supposed to be a CSR campaign. Not so, Deborah.
So, well, this is how Nestle operates.
Okay.
So Nestle, what others will call CSR, will call CSV, creating shared value. Okay.
Okay.
And creating shared value is the way we do business, because in everything that we do, we make sure that society benefits, and then the business also benefits. So that's the only way we can be sustainable. So, for instance, let me use Maggi shrimp as an example.
Please, go ahead.
How is society benefiting from Maggi shrimp? We have high levels of iron deficiency. Maggi shrimp is fortified with iron, so society benefits. Nestle benefits because we take pride in the fact that we put out nutritious food, tasty, but also very nutritious. We all know Cerelac. It's for babies, but we all consume it. My favorite is Cerelac. Maize.
Maize,
Yes.
Oh, well, I like biscuity.
Oh, dear.
Good to know.
My favorite is maize. And Cerelac is for children who have weaned and are introduced to solid food, so 6 months and above. And it's fortified with iron. So we are making sure that this child that is developing and needs the right amount of micronutrients in their body to develop well, to have the right levels of intelligence, are getting this iron that they so need, because we've seen the statistics, 66%, in fact 3 out of 5 children. So the way we do business is creating shared value. So we are not able to detach as you see us, where this is CSV or CSR and this is corporate. For us, creating shared value is the way we do business. So
that's just the culture.
Just the culture. That's just the culture.
Amazing.
And you've asked this question a few times differently. Why is Nestle interested in this? We are interested in this because we want to be part of the solution. We've been working in Ghana for 64 years. We are as old as Ghana. We are not going anywhere. we don't have plans of going anywhere.
Oh, thank you so much.
So we'll be here for another 64 and
Yeah.
counting. And so we want to have a healthy population when the people are healthy and the people are productive, because all this weakness reduces productivity. So when the people are productive, then they can afford and they can live well and the economy will develop and Nestle will continue to thrive. So in everything that we do, we build in such programs. Currently, we've launched a campaign known as the Iron Deficiency Awareness Campaign. So in addition to what Samantha mentioned, 10 months dedicated to conversations around food and iron deficiency and all that, we do additional programs, activities with stakeholders to amplify the conversation even further.
Okay.
So periodically we'll launch a 3-month intensive campaign across specific regions. We'll work with community level stakeholders, we'll work with people in academia, and we'll work with experts to make sure that we can amplify the conversation. So, and for us, that is the way we do business.
Okay, amazing. So, Joe, do you have anything you would like to add, extra to share with us, or?
Eat your iron-rich foods.
And buy your iron fortified.
Simple.
Buy your iron-fortified products.
Exactly. And you
That's it.
know which one it is, right?
They should know by now.
Okay, so we are going to be opening our phone lines for you to be able to call in, because we're going to be asking the questions. So get closer to your TV set. We'll open the phone lines. And because we know that sometimes it gets jammed, we're also going to be accepting the WhatsApp as well. So if you're able to send in the message, we'll check the time and see how we're going to award the prizes or the hampers to those who win. Okay, so our director will go for our final break. When we return, it is gifting time. Welcome back to ETV Ghana's African Women's Voices show. The phone lines are going to be announced soon, and the number will be on your screen. And like I said, we're going to allow you to also send in WhatsApp, okay? Because we do not want to disenfranchise anyone, because you may be trying to get through, and then because it's jammed, you can't get through. So we'll also check the timing for the WhatsApp. And Samantha is going to help us with the questions. So please listen attentively, and then she would ask the questions. Please give the right answers. So Sam, how do we do this? So I'm going to ask all questions at the same time for the person to respond to them.
Yes. I'll ask all 3 questions, but if you permit me, I just want to say something before the questions. Maybe I'm helping people, maybe I'm not, I don't know.
All right.
So what I want to say is it's been great. I don't know about you guys, but I've had fun on the show. African women speaking to African women, and I really hope they pick something from it. Nestle, you heard Deborah mention that we've been 64 years in Ghana, but Nestle was founded in 1866, so that speaks to trust. That's a reliable brand.
Okay.
And now we've listened to, the challenges in this country, hence the fortified foods, the products we have. Remember I mentioned we have Nido, which is fortified with iron. We also have Milo, fortified with iron, Cerelac, and then Maggi shrimp. These products are fortified with iron. And you heard them mention earlier on that iron, people may have the symptoms, they don't know. Pale eyes, the pale hands, the tiredness, the brittle nails, these are all symptoms. These are things. So I'm saying that we've come to today and we've been having this conversation for so long. Debbie mentioned what she does from the corporate communication side and what I'm doing from marketing services side. We're amplifying the discussion. So I wanted to say, so with that,
Right. Yeah.
can I ask my question?
Yes, let's ask the questions.
If they don't get it from that, then I don't know. So it's just 3 simple questions. The first question is, name one symptom of iron deficiency anemia. Name one symptom of iron deficiency anemia. That's the first question. The second, shall I go? The second
Yes.
question? The second question is, what can be done to address iron deficiency anemia? So the second question is, what can be done to address iron deficiency anemia? And the last question, Eunice, should I go for it?
Please go ahead.
Okay. The last question is, name 2 Nestle products that are fortified with iron. So that's
Okay.
So one answer for
I can
person.
see on the tablet right now, people are typing, you know. So I don't know. If you want to call, you can call through. However, people are already sending in their messages through WhatsApp, and I can see it here. And you need to be able to get all 3 answers correctly. Okay, so please note that. You need to be able to get all 3 answers. Okay, I've gotten some 3 answers already in. Okay, so the number is 0241658411. We can't see your name here, but you mentioned that pale skin was the first thing you mentioned, and then eat iron foods, and then Cerelac and Milo.
So we'll let them know afterwards, right? Because there's other people answering. We can't say yes.
Yeah. So the person
People will cheat.
this is what the person actually has said. So we can't say the answer yet, but we've been able to note your response. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm seeing another one.
So people don't want to win this fantastic. Maybe I should tell them if they know the products inside. We've covered them. I think they'll
All
be
right.
good.
So I see another one from 0240758768. He says symptoms of iron deficiency: extreme tiredness or fatigue. What to do to address iron deficiency? Go to the hospital for checkup. Eat iron-rich foods like green leafy veggies, fish, meat, beans, etc. Nestle products rich in iron is Milo, Nido, and his name is Escobar. He added his name. Yes,
I see.
Escobar is his name, and he was able to write the questions out with his
Quite a few
answers.
answers, yeah.
Okay, we have our first caller. Caller, please, what's your name?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Good evening.
Good evening.
Please, my name is Cynthia.
Okay, and where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Dodowa.
Okay, please give us
And
the
I want
answers.
to contribute to your discussion.
Okay, please go ahead.
So please, can you maybe repeat the question? The question first.
Okay, we can repeat the questions, but just know
Yes.
that those who are responding on WhatsApp, if they get the answers correctly, it could affect your timing. So Sam.
Why now?
Yeah, because it's
Okay, so let the question go now. The
Okay.
time is going.
Okay.
Name one symptom of iron deficiency.
The time is going.
Can you hear me? Name
Yes,
one.
I'm listening.
Name one
Sorry.
symptom of iron deficiency anemia.
Iron deficiency.
Iron deficiency. Name
Name
one symptom.
symptom.
Okay. Former pale. You have pale palms and brittle nails.
Okay, that's your answer. So we have the other question, which is what can be done? How do you address iron deficiency anemia?
By consuming foods that are rich in iron. For example, green leafy vegetables, eating fortified foods, and treating of malaria and other conditions that can result into anemia.
Okay, and then the last question, they're giving it away, these ladies. Name 2 Nestle products that are fortified with iron.
Milo and Cerelac.
Eunice.
Okay, we've seen the answers, and we've also got a lot of
Milo
other people.
and Cerelac.
Okay, it's noted, but we've also seen several other responses from WhatsApp. So we'll check the timing and see. If your timing is earlier than theirs, then you definitely will get a call to receive your hamper, okay? All right, thank you. You're welcome, you're welcome. So would you want to give the answers? I've seen quite a number of people have responded on WhatsApp.
I mean, look, I gave it just before I read the questions out, so I would have been surprised if we didn't get the right answer. So the answer, name one symptom of iron deficiency anemia. Maybe Josephine, you can say that. And
Yes, we have said a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about palpitations, shortness of breath. We've talked about brittle nails. We've talked about pale skin, pale eyes. So these are some of the symptoms of iron deficiency anemia.
Okay, and Debbie, maybe you can answer the next one. What can be done to address iron deficiency anemia?
Okay, so eating iron-rich food, iron-fortified foods, and I like the caller's contribution of getting tested to know.
Yeah,
so that you
Escobar.
can do
Yeah,
the right thing.
that's a
also
good one.
very important.
Okay. And then the last one, name 2 Nestle products that are fortified with iron. Well, I'll name 4. We have Milo, we call it Milo.
Milo.
We have Nido, we have Cerelac, and we have Maggi shrimp. So those are the 4 products. So any of the 2 would have.
All right.
Well.
Okay, so this is where we draw the curtains on African Women's Voices show tonight. So definitely my producer will get in touch with those who are able to answer the questions within the time, okay? So that's why we said call in or send in your WhatsApp messages. So there were 2 ways for you to be able to do this. And I am so happy with the way people have participated, a whole lot of you. I'm seeing responses from, I've seen like about 85 responses. I'm seeing messages here already. So many people have come in, and as I speak, more people are still sending in. And we'll be very happy to see that people are getting the questions right, because if you get the answers right, then it means that the education here has worked. Okay? All right, so the repeat broadcast of this show is going to be brought to you on Saturday at 12 noon. If you missed a little bit of the show, no problem. It's going to come back to you. And on YouTube, we're going to upload it definitely tomorrow for you to also get to watch. So until we meet again, do enjoy the rest of our interesting lineup for you. Bye-bye.